night against a fellow Arab. I don't know if Clinton's personal problems are causing the rest of the world to be reluctant. It could be. They may fear that they're just being used, that this whole thing is nothing more than a cover-up attempt or a distraction. But I don't know. I'd rather think not. I mean, I can't conceive of why it would be, although I'm open to changing my mind if somebody can. I actually think that this scandal is delaying Clinton's action on Iraq. Friends, I think that there is some sensitivity in the White House that they're going to be accused. I think Clinton, what was said about his anti-war days, I think Clinton would love, as part of his legacy, to be a great commander-in-chief who ordered the U.S. military around the world, did various good things for people in the world, and all that. And I'm of the opinion that if they think, and remember, everything is about Bill Clinton in this administration. You might think it's about the people, they're about Clinton. It's about him. And if there is a school of thought in the White House that says he won't get full credit for whatever operation in Iraq takes place, even if successful, because he'll be accused of just ordering it to divert people's attention from his scandal at home, I think it might stop him from taking action. I think he wants full credit for doing it on military basis rather than as a distraction. I think actually what's holding us up is the scandal, not the other way around. Until it becomes untenable, we have to act. And when that time is, I don't know. Everybody says, for the past 3 weeks, they've been saying it's imminent. So it could be tomorrow, it could be another 3 weeks. Who knows? Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, this is Kip. Kip, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Rush. Both says get right to the point. Rush, do you remember a couple of weeks before this whole thing broke open that there was a survey? And in the survey, 70% of the Americans said they found it difficult to tell when someone was lying to them.
I don't remember that.
Now, that came out, like I said, about a week or two before this all took place. And it's been curious to me that the numbers seem to be following Clinton in like kind.
Okay, what is your point?
Well, my point is that
Clinton's lying and people don't know it?
well,
That's not the poll. 56% of people think he is lying about the affair and don't care.
Well, I think that one of the reasons that this whole thing is going on is I think one of the reasons that people find it difficult to tell when someone's lying to them is because they tell themselves and other people lies to some nature or another in their lives as a matter of practice. And I think that Clinton kind of illustrates that coming home to roost on us.
Well, some people have that concern. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see because we won't know this for a while. We'll just have to see when and if the day comes and he actually, I think he's in real trouble now, but when it becomes apparent to everybody that he's in real trouble and the trouble is of his own making, we'll see what happens to these polls. I frankly think the poll numbers are premature. I don't think there's a whole lot to read into them now. I'm happy they're what they are, in fact, to tell you the truth. I think it is so, it makes so little sense that it makes sense. It's so crazy it's sensible. Nobody. I mean, the last time any president came close to 80% approval was Bush after the Gulf War. Well, you remember what happened to that 91% approval rating he had, my friends. It went south inside of a year. Why? All because interest rates went up. All because there was a recession. And that 91% didn't last a year. So numbers right now are but I welcome it. It just represents a greater for which the ultimate fall will occur. And then the day when we're all going to see anybody go, 40% words. We will be back. We're listening to the EIB Network. Thinning hair affects your looks and self-confidence. Hi, I'm Brian Reichenberg. You've heard me talk about Kevin, and I've gone from thinning hair, thicker, fuller, healthier-looking hair. Kevin has been used extensively throughout Europe with continued success and customer satisfaction. me, you've tried dozens of remedies and blown thousands of dollars with little or no result. But don't be skeptical when thousands of clients of all nationalities have had great success with Kevin. The Kevis formula is patented, drug-free, and easy to use at home. Call today and you can try Kevis for several months with free. If you're not fully satisfied, yes, we will return your money in full. Get your confidence back now. Don't waste any more time and money. Call 1-800-245-HAIR. Kevis Consultants will answer all your questions. That's 1-800-245-HAIR. That's 1-800-245-HAIR. This way. Chrysler Highway 70 West for Goldsboro. That's where Price sells cars. Come by and see the only 1998 Dodge Durango and the 1998 Dodge Intrepid. The 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is over $995 or $371. That? Stop by. Eagle, Leaf Dodge Highway 70 West of Goldsboro. It's time for your Valentine's. Beautiful flowers or romantic getaway. Well, Captain Boston, if you're dining experience, enjoy some fresh, delicious seafood and steaks, including broiled seafood for the health conscious. Dine for Valentine's with the Captain. Captain Bob Seafood, 430 North Berkeley Boulevard, Goldsboro. Share the view for a long time. And here.
Great selection, great value, great prices. That's the best value of the year at the incredible mattress sale going on now at Juniper Furniture. Get the comfort you want and the support you need with Restonic mattresses. King size quantum sets now $499. Get the quantum queen sets at $299. Aerial king sets are $599. And queens only $399. Or the Centerville king size set, $699, and queen size sets only $499. All at Jernigan Furniture. And 90 days save with cash. Jernigan Furniture, 2101 East Ash Street, Goldsboro.
Having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have. Rush Limbaugh, the only radio program you need to understand all this. San Diego, Jerry, hello, welcome to the program.
How you doing, Rush? Dittos.
Thank
Listen,
you.
I think the American public has always loved an underdog. They've always had a wonderful sense of fair play. They'll back this man. They don't trust the media to bring them all this mendacious innuendo, and they will give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't see anything wrong with the poll. However, when the facts actually hit the table, when the truth actually does come out, they'll turn on him and they'll block him with a bad habit.
Well, let me run you through this. I just want to make sure I understand what you just said. You think that the American public right now perceives the entire country, from Ken Starr to the press to the mean, nasty talk radio host, hanging up on the president that's meant so much for the prosperity of America. And they're actually tending to say to the underdog, hey, it's not fair. All these people dump it on this one guy, and he's been so good to us, and blah, blah, blah. Now, he's saying he didn't do it, and for the moment, that's good enough for us. But you then say that the moment it is conclusively established that he had the affair with Monica Lewinsky and lied to the American people about it, looking straight in the camera at him.
You watch his polls fall. You'll watch his polls slide straight.
Think so, huh? I don't know. I'm not sure that's going to do it.
You and I think so much alike it's scary. And we've traveled this road I've listened to you for years. This is one where there's not much of a departure. But you look at the American public polls regarding the news media, they don't trust them.
They hate the media.
No, the news, they'll never let the truth stand in the way of a good story. And these people have come out and retracted. They said this, they've retracted. Look at the circus that's going on. So the American public's going to sit still and say, yeah, we'll back him. He's our president. And no, until
see. A lot of people.
He knows too.
Well, as I have been saying from the get-go, his safety, shall we say, is tied totally to the public opinion poll.
Oh, absolutely.
And as long as his polls stay up, why should he change his MO?
But that's why he has to stonewall. He can't afford the truth to even so much as falter and slip out.
Well, of course, because not only public opinion, but jail cells then loom as his vision.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Kenneth Starr has done a good job. There's a lot of his folks. It's just too bad he has staff of FBI agents.
What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if the media all got together? Let's say I call. I'll tell you what I can do. Let's get this idea. I call Brokaw and Jennings and Rather and all the news directors and say, look, all of us should in unison drop the story.
No, not drop.
No. Well, okay, but give it, 2 minutes a day. It's just another story. Here's the latest bit of information, but stop round-the-clock coverage, stop round-the-clock analysis, and go into the conspiracy here because we love our country, and because of the perceived attitude the public has for all of us, we are forcing the people into supporting someone who's actually doing great harm to the fabric of the country in the future and so forth. And in order to save the country, we must shut up.
Oh, no. It goes back to, like, high school gossip. We hear some dirt about a friend. We back our friend, but we relish in all of the gossip.
Well, see, now that since you say it that way, I have to respectfully disagree. I have found in my own personal life that gossip is believed by everybody.
A percentage, but then...
No, not by a large percentage. It's believed by people, which is why so many people who are the grist for gossip hate them. It's because all this scandalous, scurrilous stuff written about people is believed. Now, you're saying that this particular gossip, which is as it's perceived by the public, isn't believed by the public. Now,
I think that there's a seed of doubt, and that's why a lot of people think that he did, in fact, have it. But prove it. Prove it, put the facts on the table, show me, and then we'll burn it.
Well, I haven't seen that in the polls, but maybe so. At any rate, I must go. Take a quick break. Thanks very much for the phone call. We'll be back in just a second with more, so stay with it. We're listening to the EIB Network.
Hello, thank you for calling Zurich Direct. This is Wendy. How may I help you?
Wendy, I heard your ad, and I'd like to get a quote on some term life insurance.
Well, I'll be glad to help. Do you currently have insurance?
Well, yeah, but the rates seem silly high, and they keep going up.
Well, if you're 75 or under and in good health, you could qualify for Zurich Life's Super Select Term Life Insurance. Rates start as low as $21 a month for $250,000 of coverage for a middle age 30.
Wow.
And these rates are locked in for 10 years, guaranteed. How much insurance were you looking for?
I was thinking I might need about...
For term life insurance at up to 70% less than what some insurers charge, call Zurich Direct at 1-800-403-0898. We'll give you a free no-obligation quote right over the phone.
$21 a month? Great. So I apply.
I can take your application right now.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-0898. That's 1-800-403-0898. Zurich Direct. That's the way life should be. Zurich Direct Insurance Agency, policy number 5002, issued by Zurich Life Insurance Company of America, Long Beach, Illinois.
Seafood in Goldsboro. McCall's Special License at Oakwood Cook Barbecue Pork Pit Series. We've been chicken and seafood the way you like it. Don't forget our famous country buffet. Every day from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. We've got something special for everyone. Opening 11 to 9, 7 days a week. McCall's Barbecue and Seafood. Highway 70 East and 111 intersection Goldsboro, and now open in Morehead City on Highway. You get free choices of automobiles in one great location with Pontiac, Buick, and GMC truck, with February proving to be loaded with big cashback and super low interest rates. Pontiac, $750 cashback on Firebird Beach, $1,250 cashback on Bonneville SC, and a whopping $1,500 cashback on all 98 Grand Am. Buick. $1,500 cashback on 98 $2,000 cashback on 98 Buick Rivieras. Or choose interest rates as low as 1.9% on Buick Rivieras at Riviera. And truck lovers, you could sell $1,500 cashback on Ford Sonoras and $1,000 cashback on
only 75 past Goldsboro. Or call 1-800-951-SCOTT. I'm looking for the best place to get some roses for my Valentine. Got any ideas?
Yeah, I got a beautiful gift basket and stuffed animal and baskets and balloons.
Okay, but what about the roses?
Hey, baskets and balloons, there's chocolate balloons and even fresh cut flowers.
Well, great, but what about the roses?
They also have plants, custom gift baskets,
And the roses?
oh, yes, of course, roses. And here's the best news of all. If you place your Valentine's Day order by February 10th, you'll get a 10% discount. 10% off by the 10th at Baskets and Balloons, 1205 Wayne Memorial Drive. Call 736-2599. Our telephone number, 1-800-282-2882. The email address is rush@eibnet.com. Every letter noted. Mike in Mishawaka, Indiana. Thank you for waiting, sir. You're next.
Non-geek dittos, Rush.
Thank you, sir.
With George Stephanopoulos just saying that this administration would take down whoever they have to, and with their...
Now, let's hold it. Now, I just want to, with the way you say, with people tuning in for the first time, Stephanopoulos did not personally make the threat. Stephanopoulos, I consider this a bombshell yesterday on the Sam and Cokie Sunday show on ABC. He alluded to the fact that he is aware that part of the White House strategy is that if the president goes down, a bunch of people are going to go down with him. And my question that I raised then was, A, how does Stephanopoulos know this? And B, why is he announcing their strategy on television? Now, this is key, folks. Why is he announcing their strategy on TV if he's privy to it? I mean, he just leaked something in the real sense. He just did it publicly. He leaked something. He told us what the White House strategy might be. And I think that he may have a little conscience here. I don't think he thinks that's, well, I don't know characterize it any more than that. But I just wanted to make sure that people hearing your comment for the first time don't misunderstand. Stephanopoulos didn't threaten anything. He was just repeating what he knows the White House strategy might be. Go ahead.
Well, I can't answer that, but along those lines, and with the administration's possession of 900 or so FBI files, I was just wondering, Rush, if that's why so many Republicans are quiet and not commenting on this situation.
No, I don't think. Well, they could have had a heads up and know this. I don't know. I don't pretend to know what the Republicans think or what they're doing or what their strategy is, but I can weigh in like everybody else with a guess as to what their strategy is on this case. And it's to me, it's real simple. I think the Republicans in Congress are like everybody else in this country that opposes Bill Clinton. They are totally flummoxed. No matter what they do to try to oppose him on policy grounds, it comes back to haunt them. They look at the Congress approval ratings are at an all-time high. All-time. They're I think a 5-year high. Now, what do you need to understand about that? What you need to understand is that Congress has been out of session and hasn't been doing anything, and furthermore, they haven't been saying anything. Newt Gingrich's approval ratings are for the first time higher than his negatives since 1994. What's noteworthy about it? Newt Gingrich hasn't been saying anything. You could look at those two poll results and say maybe this isn't so much personal to Clinton because everybody in politics' poll numbers are up. Practically, institutionally and individually. So you have to say that they would conclude shutting up here is the best policy. So let the press take this on. Don't show that there's any partisanship here on the part of the Republicans because the Republicans live in mortal fear that the American people doesn't want partisanship. Don't be mean to our president. Don't you join this gang up on. Don't pile on. That's the closest thing I can think of. They just and they're intimidated. They've tried opposing the president on a number of things, policy-wise, and they get it handed to them on a silver platter. I mean, they're embarrassment in their defeat. So I think they're a little reluctant. I'll share a little thing with you. It blew me away, frustrated all get out of me, and that was Pete Domenici last week. And I don't think this is the Republican response in the radio address, but at some point I heard Domenici say, we disagree with the president that saving Social Security is a priority. Saving Medicare is. I said, well, it's over. The Republican majority has just joined with the president into an argument over which entitlement needs to be preserved. Why have a Republican majority if they're going to argue with the Democrats over which entitlement to save and to grow? Back in a moment.
When you want the perfect Valentine card or gift, visit Toby's Hallmark in Berkeley Mall. 1,000 beautiful Hallmark Valentine cards with additional gifts, including all the favorites, like delicious Valentine candies in heart-shaped boxes, precious moments, cherished teddies, and other collectibles. And this year's special, Hallmark's Conversation Heart Bear for only $9.99. Make this Valentine's extra special when you care enough to give the very best. Shop Toby's Hallmark, Berkeley Mall in Goldsboro.
This is Loyal Butternup.
Judy Strong.
An indoor weather alert has been issued for all homes without Carrier indoor weather systems. Listen carefully.
Purchase the Carrier heating system and receive a 5-year parts and warranty labor free from Hasty Air Conditioning Incorporated, 141 Arrington Bridge Road. Call 735-4430.
Homeowners with Carrier indoor weather systems may ignore this message.
Like some of us ignore Lyle.
I want names.
Carrier Conditioning Indoor Weather.
First in Wayne County. Hear what everybody's talking about. 1150 WGBR Goldsboro.
NBC Radio News. Reports from those traveling with Secretary of Defense William Cohen in the Persian Gulf indicate plans to deploy up to 3,000 ground troops to Kuwait to counter a possible retaliation by Iraq should the U.S. lead a military assault on Baghdad. But at the Pentagon, officials say no such deployment order has been signed. One top official saying the request for additional forces is being considered. Correspondent James Cowling has more on Britain's contribution to the military buildup in the Gulf.
4 British Tornado bombers left for the Gulf early Monday morning as part of the buildup for a potential attack on Iraq. Another 4 will be leaving Germany later today. Britain also has an aircraft carrier in the Gulf region ready for action if needed.
At the Fort Belvoir, Virginia court-martial of the Army's former top enlisted men, opening statements are now over. A prosecutor called Sergeant Major Gene McKinney Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He faces sexual misconduct charges. I'm Barbara Porter.
Who do you think you are? Well, if you tell me your profession and your age and your religion and what part of the country you're from, you haven't told me a thing. I want to know what you love, because if we can find out what you love, we can turn it into a life you're going to love. Let me tell you something else. If you're trying to figure out what to do with that life of yours, I don't want to know your skills. I don't want to see your resume, and I don't want to know your experience. Those are handy things. Those can get you a job and pay the rent. Great, very useful. But if you're ever going to be brilliant, if you're ever going to be special, you've got to go after what you love. The simple fact is that everyone has unique gifts and talents, and to be truly happy, to live a completely fulfilled life, you don't need self-improvement, and you don't have to walk out on your responsibilities. You just need to use the gifts that are waiting inside you. My name is Barbara Scher. I invite you to call now to find out more.
Call now. The number is 1-800-LIVE-538. That's 1-800-LIVE 538.
Monica Lewinsky before the grand jury. Contempt citations against Starr. Those are the possibilities as another week passes in the developing White House sex scandal. Correspondent Richard Sheehy has the latest.
The reports say Lewinsky has been subpoenaed to appear this Thursday before the grand jury looking into her alleged affair with the president. Lately, Lewinsky has remained silent on the matter, and her lawyers want to keep it that way. They're reportedly trying to delay the appearance until she gets a grant of immunity from independent counsel Kenneth Starr. All the while, the assault on Starr himself continues over possible leaks from his office. President Clinton's attorney plans to take Starr to court as early as today.
An American Airlines flight from Kansas City skidded off the runway at Chicago's O'Hare Airport this morning. The 115 passengers on board had to be evacuated, but no one was hurt during the emergency. Californians are bracing for another onslaught courtesy of El Nino. Soggy counties will endure more heavy rains over the next few days, which could make flooding in the state much worse. Governor Pete Wilson is looking for some help from Uncle Sam after declaring a state of emergency in half of California's counties. President Clinton is on a mission and began the long march toward accomplishing the goal of rebounding Social Security by announcing plans for the forums on the issue. Clinton said there's no time like the present to get going on this.
That old song that you don't wait for anybody to fix the roof for us today. It's sunny outside. And on this same day, we should deal with Social Security.
The forum is set for April 7th in Kansas City. In North Carolina, investigators are going over an abandoned farm
are finding a truck nearby that belongs to a man they're looking for as a possible witness to an Alabama abortion clinic bombing. That was the nation's first fatal abortion clinic bombing. Still no sign, though, of Eric Robert Rudolph, the truck's owner. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 23. With NBC Radio News, I'm Barbara Porter.
Escape the limitations of seasonal allergies. Ask your doctor about Claritin brand of loratadine tablets.
Nothing but blue sky.
Your life has unlimited promise, so open up to the clear possibilities of allergy relief. Claritin is available by prescription only. Claritin is the #1 prescription antihistamine for ages 6 years and over. Only one tablet means 24-hour non-drowsy seasonal allergy relief. Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects, including headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth, all are similar to sugar pills. For more product information, ask your doctor or pharmacist about Claritin. Call 1-800-Claritin for important allergy product information about Claritin, or visit www.claritin.com. Call 1-800-CLARITIN. Claritin. See our ad in Health Magazine.
If you're a college-bound high school senior, don't overlook Mount Olive College right in your own backyard. Mount Olive offers a wide choice of majors from more than 20 subject areas, including biology, business, criminal justice, English, education, and many others. Financial assistance is available in the forms of scholarships, grants, and loans. Mount Olive is hosting a visitation day on Monday, February the 16th, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information or reservations, call 658-7164.
Well, that trough of low pressure that persisted along the eastern sections of the state yesterday has weakened and drifted south at this point. That's left high pressure in control today so far. We'll call it partly to mostly sunny this afternoon thanks to that, and seasonably mild, highs around 50 to 55. Tonight looks mostly clear and calm, lows overnight in the upper 20s to low 30s. Then on Tuesday, we'll start the day with lots of sunshine, a few more clouds coming in during the afternoon and evening. Highs tomorrow up a little to 53 to 58. I'm Mike Moss at the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Performing my job with flawless broadcast excellence, this is Rush Limbaugh on WGBR. One thing here to this business about the Republicans and what they're doing and what their strategy is. Roll Call Magazine. By the way, welcome, folks, to Rush Limbaugh Program Hour 3 of Broadcast Excellence straight ahead. Still a lot going on here. Eager to get straight to it, as you can tell. Roll Call Magazine reporting in its latest issue. Get this. They can't win for losing. They just can't win for losing. I shudder to tell you how this is going to be reacted to. You can probably guess yourself. Roll Call Magazine's reporting that last week, in a secret room in the basement of the Capitol, Newt Gingrich gathered together all the committee chairmen in the Republican caucus and discussed how to pay for impeachment proceedings should Ken Starr turn anything over to them. Now, Gingrich told his staff that there is a $4.4 million fund somewhere that he could use if they needed to go hire their own investigators and their own lawyers in any impeachment inquiry. But it should also be pointed out that this was simply exploratory and explanatory. It was not meant to get anything going. It was just meant to say, look, if this thing shows up on our doorstep, here is an alternative way of paying for it if we don't get a vote of the whole House to do it. So this, I guarantee you, is going to be portrayed